The innovative design of the Urban Land Institute's new global headquarters had an important duty. Just as a growing number of real estate professionals around the world look to ULI for leadership on what's next in real estate, ULI looked to the design of its new headquarters as a beacon of that leadership that would transform how the organization worked and interacted with its members.
We wanted to create a workplace that was going to foster communication and collaboration. It's an issue for every organization, it's certainly an issue for ours. And part of it, I was convinced, was the physical space we were in.
The decision to relocate was clear, and in 2014, 2 years before the end of the lease, the planning started.
We built a team. That was really one of the first things that we had to do. We called it Team Treehouse. They were intended to really represent the broad spectrum of the workforce at ULI.
The principal goal was an open space floor plan that enhanced collaboration and communication between staff and members.
We knew we were going to do it differently. We were going to open things up. So the question became, how far do we want to go? And we decided that we were going to push it. And I had to be committed to operating in the same way that everybody else was. I was asking everyone else to operate in.
Assignment 1 for Team Treehouse was finding a broker.
It was more than just, let's look at real estate. It was more, let's look at ourselves first, and then let's look at how the real estate market can help achieve that goal. So perfectly the way it should go.
The vision was to really take the organization to a whole nother level. You know, the industry had changed dramatically, the membership had changed and was growing.
Selecting an architect that understood the mission was next.
We thought it was important to get the architects on board early and help, use the architects to select the spaces that we wanted to zero in on.
We had just happened to do some really great work here in town that was ready to show, and I think that served us well.
Once we had selected studios, we had several visioning sessions, as many as 3. Team Treehouse talked about what the goals were in terms of moving into the new space. From there, we developed a charter that we would operate from to kind of help keep us honest as we move through the process.
Economics made a big difference. Our goal from the beginning was to have a zero net increase in aggregate cost to the Urban Land Institute, and the time that had been spent at 1025 Thomas Jefferson, which was quite a while, and the rent structure that we were able to achieve there way back when, made that a difficult task.
Rather than develop a program, number of offices, this and that's 30,000 square feet, and take 30,000 square feet in each of the proposed buildings, we decided on a cost we could spend, and that would determine the amount of square footage. I've never done that before.
We looked at a lot of spaces that were more expensive, and that would have required us to slim down our space program. And we looked at less expensive spaces that allowed us to be more generous, and that was, of course, where we ended up.
2001 L Street is in the Golden Triangle area of the district with great access to transit.
2001 L gave ULI the best of all worlds. So 2001 L is a renovated building. It met the criteria for the red lines, very close to the metro, much closer than Georgetown was. The amenity base here on this side of town is very good and is very tenant focused.
ULI got a great deal on the lease.
We knew that the ownership at the time was going to sell the asset right away as soon as this lease was signed. So that gave us tremendous leverage.
So because the real estate economics were very good, that allowed us to take more space. The workplace concept, this free address concept, with relatively few assigned workstations, really depends on your ability to create a very wide variety of workplace types, of workstation, physical settings for work.
The open space floor plan includes about 33,000 square feet on 2 floors.
After we had made the decision to go with this space, and we started looking at what could it be, and how do we do this, and how we furnish it, and everything else. We put together a budget which was just over $5 million.
There were weeks of meetings where we had to balance what the organization wanted to spend, what was minimally going to convey the designer's vision and use of the space, and how it could be built for that money.
We created value by eliminating square footage. we cut some big holes in the slab between the two floors.
There's a lot of glass railing that was proposed for the balconies and overlook. They were switched to a steel, a painted steel. Some of the furniture was switched from furniture to millwork. It was more economical to build it.
While no one has a private office, the workstations are spread out around the office in a way that allows for both community and privacy.
We have a kind of a standard condition, a humane level of work surface so that you can set out your stuff. We've equipped them with good technology.
There's a number of areas where there's bar stools, or we even consider no stools. Whatever we could do to change up people's posture.
We've got conventional workstations, we've got kind of loungy spaces, we've got buzzy, common public areas in the cafe, we've got kind of a library, hushed, low light.
There are 4 times the number of meeting rooms equipped with video conferencing.
People always want more meeting spaces because there's never enough. Make sure that there isn't just one size meeting room. We have a variety of them.
I'm really encouraged by how it's working for us. I think there's a tangible uptick in morale. I think people were concerned there was going to be a tangible downtick in morale, but in fact, I think people are pleased with the location, they're pleased with the space, they like the work style, and they're adapting to it.
All goals of Team Treehouse were met, and the project came in under budget.
Anybody can spend a ton of money and make it look good. The challenge that we had was to spend middle of the road money and have it look and function fabulously.
In the end, through careful planning and creative value engineering, ULI was able to redefine its image and mimic its values in its office space. A new home base for the Urban Land Institute with its vision written all over it.
We used the design of our space to change our brand, in the marketplace, and it works.